Hello everyone. So today we're going to do a craft with me, and I thought we would do something I saw on Pinterest a while back, and I'm going to see if I can remember everything we need to do. I think the first thing we need to do is we need to cut this piece of paper. I kind of like having that red in the background. You know, so we'll just see how it ends up. I don't want it to be super straight, but we're going to zigzag it a little bit. So I'm going to cut it. Let's see how many inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is going to be about here. Now, this does not have to be perfect. I'm going to cut 2 of these. I thought if we have time, we'll do 2. And so, or maybe even 3. You just never know. Okay, so we've got that cut like that. And now I'm going to do it. I'm just going to eyeball it. And we're going to do it like this. And as you notice, I'm not doing it perfect. I don't want it to have a perfect shape. It's kind of got a wonky shape, right? Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to put a little bit of gesso on this, okay? Now I'm going to do one at a time here, and then we'll set them aside and let it kind of rest and dry while we do our other part. Now, I'm not doing anything major here. I'm just kind of wiping over it a little bit with gesso. Okay. All right. And, you know, I'm going different directions, so it doesn't look perfect. I'm going to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Just kind of little different directions. I'm going to set it to the side. Going to do the second one. We may end up doing more than 2. Depends on how much time. I'll have to find more paper if we do. If you notice, I'm just doing a sloppy little, just random little, throw it on there kind of thing. See? There. Now I'm going to put my brush in my water, close up my gesso, move it out of the way. We got a lot of stuff on the desk today as far as our video goes, okay? So we're going to set this to the side also to dry. Now, I'm going to get a wet wipe here to clean the white off my fingers because it's up in my fingernail. I don't know how I did that. Okay. Get it off while it's still wet, right? Don't wait till afterwards when I have it all over me. All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way as well. And the next thing we're going to do is I want us to make, and your guys are going to go, make what? I've got Mod Podge. I want us to make a, take some twine, okay? Just twine. It's not furry. It's just like what you would use to do a book binding. You would bind a book, okay? It's just some I had around, okay? And I don't really know how long it needs to be. Let's measure how long this is to start with. Let's see. 1 through, okay, this is about 23 inches here. So 23 and 21. So it's going to be about, this is about 42, 43. Okay, we're not going to use this much, but we can measure what's left. I really think, you know, just 2 lengths like that will be fine. We're going to attempt, you're going to need tweezers and a brush. Let me get the gesso off this brush. And we are going to use Mod Podge to make, are you ready? A nest. Yes, you heard me right. this is what we're going to make. I wanted to put a nest on this collage, or whatever you want to call it. And this is what I came up with. We'll see how well it works. Now, you start off by twisting this around. And I just twisted it around like this. And kind of set it right there. Now, this is what I say to you. Get Mosh Posh on your brush. Put it to the side and just kind of brush it on your string. You want your string to be sticky. You want the glue-like substance to be on your string. Now, that's the first thing you need to do. And take your tweezers. And I'm just holding the end, and we're just going to make a little circle. Now, I'll tell you right now, you have to work at this. This is not something that just happens like super simple. Okay, and then kind of pull it as tight as you can. In the middle, you want the string to be as tight as possible, and you're just kind of going to make it go around and around. I think you guys get what I'm talking about, right? We're just going to keep going until we get it all the way around. Now, as I did this morning, when I'd get a circle like this, I kind of take it and plop some glue on it, because I want it to dry just like that. Okay, now I'm going to lay that right there. Keep going around. You're going to have this all over you, okay? Keep going around here. It's not super duper easy. You just have to play with it. Listen, it took me. I'm going to cut some of the string off because it's causing me to, it's slowing down the process. So let me see how much. I'm just trimming some off. We can always add to the length, right? That is not going to cooperate if I don't make it go in a circle. Now, you can obviously do what I'm doing right here too, and just kind of wrap them around each other. Okay. And put it right here. All right. All right, so there we go. Now, I'm going to take it around. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going around. It's quite the feat. You just have to keep going and hope that everything goes all right. It does actually come together as you go along here. This one's trying to come apart in the middle. I made 2 of these so that they would be dry and ready to go. But I want to show you guys how easy it is. It really is super easy. And then you just keep going around it. Now, every time I would add some more string, I would put some glue on it, just like that. And I just kept going around and around. Now, as you get out, as far as the size goes, I just kind of eyeballed it. When it got about 1.5 inches around, you know, what I'm guessing is 1.5 inches around, I stopped. And let's get this over here. You want to kind of get it, and then you kind of start building up on the side a little bit, you know, and you make it look like it's a pile of string that you just keep going, okay? Okay, keep going. I tell you, this little thing here in the middle, it just doesn't want to be in the center of things. Hope you guys are having a good day. My grandson, Charlie, is here for the day. He's spending Wednesdays with Grammy and Papa this summer. And so Mama can work, and his imagination will blow you away. He has just been having Papa help him build one thing after another. He is so cute. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of paint over it so it continues, not paint, but put glue over it so it continues to stay down. As you can see, my string is getting short. So you see that it does take quite a bit of string. Okay, now, and I will just pick up on it and add more here in just a second. So there's lots of different things I'm sure you could make these little bird nests out of. But this is what it made me think of. And I just kind of got into my stash and just saw what I had. Now, as you go around, you know, you can add more glue. Now, I'm not trying to make it look perfect here now. I'm kind of getting messier, if you notice. But you do want it to stay. Yeah. Now, I'm going to try to put this string at the side right here and attach it right there so that let's let it stay right there for a minute so that it dries like that, and then we can add some more string. Okay. And I'm just going to pick up where we left off and go right on the outside of that. Right here. Keep going. Hopefully I'll have enough to finish this because this is all of this particular twine that I have. And as you can see, it's getting where it's kind of looking kind of more like a nest. We're going to come up on the top a little bit. Okay. Let's set it right there. Stay, stay, stay. Okay, we're going to put some on the string itself. That way when it goes around, it will attach a little better. Now you kind of want it to look a little kind of more loose as you get toward making it look like a nest, you know, since this is all the string I got. But yeah, you just do it like that, and then just kind of put it on top. Yeah, just like that. Let me brush it. Okay, and then I'm gonna go around some more. Okay. Now, we're getting all the way around the circle. Now, just so you know, I'm not striving for perfection with this. We never can really do that and really be successful, right? Doesn't always work out that way. So this one hopefully will get inside and cooperate. This one here in the middle wants to be like a little snake. Just wants to rise up. Let me see if I can get that to stay down in there. So this is messy. Takes a few minutes. Just be patient with it. It will happen. Now, as we're looking here, you can see this is not perfect. I just want that in to be in. Side there to dry inside. See how it keeps poking out? Okay. Now, while it's wet, let me get that right there. Good. Now, while it's wet, we want to put our little pearls in here. I had 3 little pearls. I want to put those right in the center like 3 little eggs. Okay, we're going to cover up anything that might look like it makes it string. Okay, so like right there. We're going to put that right there. We're only going to use 3 because that's all I have. We're just going to use 3. I think you kind of get the point of how this works, don't you? Super simple. If you don't have Mod Podge, you can water down some Elmer's glue. You could do it with that. And, yeah. So it's going to be fun. I think it looks so cute. It's a different thing to do. Make a little nest. Come on, let me get you all down here. Oh, right. Okay. Perfect. Look at that. How perfect is that? I know. I'm like thinking, wow. I'm surprised it came out as good as it did. I'm not really surprised. So what I'm going to do is just take a tiny bit of the Mod Podge and just kind of, it's going to dry clear, but I want the sides to stay in place. And we're going to set this aside to dry. And we're going to move our Mod Podge. We don't need that right this minute. Move it to the side. Okay, now I'm going to scoot this over. Good luck, right? I'm going to scoot this over a little bit so it's hopefully doesn't fall apart. Maybe we'll leave it there for a little bit. We'll leave it there for a little bit. I think it'll be fine drying here on this little paper, because we have 2 that are already dry right here that we can work with, which I think will be perfect. All right, so now what we're going to do is decide, you know, let's see if our papers are dry here. They are. Now, I'm going to take my scissors. This is not super thick. It probably should have been thicker. If I feel like when it's all said and done, it's not thick enough, we'll add some to the back. So now we want to kind of make the edges look kind of rough. Even if they get a little tear in them, that's okay too. I kind of like that look. I'll rough it up. Yeah, perfect. Woo, that's a big one, huh? So when stuff like that happens, you can just, you know, bend it in, make it look like it was meant to be. So the gesso on here is already dry. Okay. It's going everywhere. So let's do this one. Get it all. Whoops. Listen, you can rough it up for real. This paper is easy to tear, so it's all right. Just going to rough it up and tear it again. So, just so you know, this paper I'm using is definitely kind of torn. And it's okay because we can tear it and make it look, you know, kind of worn out. It's okay if it gets torn, as long as it's roughed up. Now the first thing I want to do here is, we're not concerned about anything that, you know, was torn. That's not a big deal. I'm getting my Fabri-Tac here to use because it's going to hold everything together. We're going to use cardboard and burlap on this. Okay, cardboard. I took the cardboard and I just cut a little square that I thought would fit in here. And see, this is going to be a little big. So what we're going to do is we're going to tear it a little bit. And that tear in it gives it that kind of rough look. Okay, right there, see? And that's going to fit on our paper. So I just took all the front off of this. I got a piece of cardboard, cut it in, you know, a square about this size, took all the paper off the front to get this rippled effect. Then I kind of hit it with my hammer to get it flatter, so, you know, it won't make the inside of your journal or whatever you're making too bulky. Okay, so there we go. Let's go like this. Let's turn this one this direction. And so, as you can see, both of these look like they're going to work great. So we're going to glue down, the first thing we're going to do is glue down our cardboard. Now, just so you know, after we do that, we're going to kind of hit it with some gesso. With kind of a dry brush, if I've got one around here. I say that, I don't know that for sure. Now, you want enough on here that it's going to attach to that back that has the gesso on it. And I'm going to turn this one over to kind of catch, because it's really almost empty. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over and just stick it down here. Now you want it to be, you know, kind of to the right. I think I want to put it kind of to the right side. Okay, and you want to be able to see white around it. So this is the back side of the other one. This bottle's about met its maker. It's about empty. Come on, what is your deal? Okay, so we're going to put this one over on to this one. Kind of pull it to the right side a little bit. The nice thing about doing something like this is you don't have to have it look perfect, because that's not going to matter, right? So we're going to take our gesso again. Okay. Let me get another brush here. I want it to have like a dry brush effect. Okie dokie. Okay, here we have a dry brush. It looks like a new brush actually, doesn't it? So we're just going to pull it out here, and I don't want a lot on it, just like random, okay? I don't want it to look super wet, just kind of like you're seeing it, just kind of dry. Want it to be kind of dry. Just hit it, you know, if you're not sure when you first go on there, go in the middle, because that part's not going to show. We're just going to have a little bit. And then we're going to go around the outsides. Just a little bit, not a lot. Okay, now I'm going to put that in the water, and that we shouldn't have to use either one of those again, not the Mod Podge or the gesso. Okay, now I'm going to move those over, And we are going to move on to the next step. Let me get these brushes out of the water so they can, you know, not be ruined. You know how that is, right? They're over here on the side. All right, now the next thing we're going to put on here is I thought we'd do some music sheet here a little bit. Now, mind you, I'm not doing anything that, I just want it to kind of look just torn and messy and no real rhyme or reason to what we're doing. Now, I'm going to put the music sheet. Let's see. Let's flip it over this way. I like the writing on this side better. Just like this. Just kind of down here. But you still want your cardboard to show. Let's kind of tear this a little bit more along this side. So it's going to kind of go right here. All right. Let me get another piece similar to that. I'm going to do something real similar to that. And, you know, they can have their own little shape. Okay, so it's going to go like this on this one. Okay, now, I think we should kind of hit it a little bit with some ink. Just a little, you know, just the edges. That way, if anything shows from the music sheet, it will look old, right? Since we're going to do it like this. One of the things I love about different ways of collaging, to me, this is a type of collaging. Okay, I just think it's super cute. And you just take random things and collage with them, right? Okay, so like that. And like this. Neither one look perfect, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to just hit it, the back of it, with some glue and attach it. If I can get my glue to cooperate. Turn it over. You know, you're going to have, this is going to be a little easier to attach to all the goodness here. Now let's turn it over. And I'm going to kind of keep it where it looks like everything's sort of straight, right? Sort of. Now that's going to stay right there. Now we're going to move this one over and do the same thing. So what I do is I prep everything before I get on video, of course. And you can do the same thing when you're working on this. Just prep everything, have everything laid out before you decide to put it together. Here we go. So I'm going to do this one the same way. Keep it kind of straight. There we go. Looks pretty straight to me. I'm going to get a wipey for my hand. Okay. All right, so here we go. We've got both of these ready to go for the next step. Then I thought, let's layer it with some, you know, one or two more things. So I'm going to layer it here with, trying to get a little bit of that white gesso on there. I thought we'd layer it with some burlap. So I'm going to cut the burlap a little more, just a second. I'm cutting it over the trash because it makes such a mess. Let's see. We don't want it that big, but I think instead of trimming more off of it, we'll just take some off the sides like that, right? I love that look. That might be a little much. I'm going to trim some of that off. Okay, let's see what this is going to look like. Is that too much, do you think? Let's kind of take some off here. I want it to still show everything that we did. Let's take some off that side. And now I'm going to let this kind of just hang right here on this portion. Yeah, like that. Just kind of straight down, but you're still getting everything. You're putting everything on here. Let's see. Gluing burlap down. It's not as easy as gluing paper. It's going to be interesting. And so we're basically just going to put glue. And, you know, it's a little nervous to do that sort of thing because you never know if your burlap's going to cooperate. So just kind of lay it over. It wants to slant, but I'm going to kind of straighten it up because I don't want it to do that. I don't want it to have that slanted look. Just kind of sticking it on there, really. See? And so we're going to do the second piece of burlap the same way. I like that. Do you like that? Going to do the same thing with the other side. And I'm cutting the bottom and top off of this burlap. It's the same height as that one. And I'm pulling some off of all 4 sides. Just like we did for that one. Okay, and then I think right in here will be good. So let's put some glue. Let's really get low. I'm determined to use every drop. Come on, come on, come on. Come on out of there. If we could just get through one more video, you will have done well. Okay, now that's for the burlap right there. And we're just sticking it on. I just like that. No real reason kind of look for putting anything on, right? Okay, now, the next thing I want to do is, everyone loves birds, and I decided to use bird photos. Now, these are kind of big. This one is kind of big too. I want to rough it up. I'm going to kind of cut it smaller. And again, I'm not cutting perfect, as you can see. I'm just cutting it wonky, right? And I want to rough this up as well. I want the bird picture to look kind of, it's going to be like about the size of a wallet photo. And you can do this with anything. I'm doing it with birds. You could do it with any kind of photo, even a photo of a person, if that's what you would want to do. Now, I'm going to take the ink, and I'm really going to ink it up. After I see how it does here, it really looks rough, and so I want it to look really inked up. Because when we put it down here on this, you know, it's going to make a difference. Okay, I want to put it at like a big angle. Kind of like that. Just put it at an angle. Okay, now let's do the other one. Now, this one is flimsier. I'm thinking we need to put it on something to make it stronger. Or we can use these hummingbirds. And then we don't have to worry about that. And as you can see, I'm just cutting them like that. They'll work. they'll work. Let's see if these are going to end up being big enough. I really kind of liked this brown one of this other brown bird. I think I cut this one a little small. Yeah, it's a little small. Let's go with this one. It's not quite as small, and yeah. And we can, yeah, that one will do better. It is small, but, I mean, it is flimsy, but it will work better, I think, after we get it all roughed up. Let me see if I can keep from tearing it. Just rough it up around the edges. I like the whole kind of make it look messy a little bit. Now we're going to go in here. And you saw what I did to just kind of give it that messy look. Because it's so thin, I just kind of gave it a little bit of a crunchy look. And I like the way that ends up looking. Now we can do that with this one too. This one is a little thicker, but that will still give it a little bit of a crunchy look. So we're going to do that one like that. I think we'll do them both kind of at an angle. Now on this one, you're not able to really see the burlap. I didn't get enough burlap on this side, I think. But maybe I'll just do it like that. Okay, and then on this one, we pretty much got the same thing going on here. And what I'm going to do is just get, well, I think I'm going to put it on the back of this. If I can get this out, I may have to open up another bottle. Whoopsie. Just got it all over my hands. You really want to put this in the center. You know, the center and down the sides a little bit like that. And we're going to do this one too. We're just going to do them both. And that way we don't have to fight with the bottle of glue twice. But I will get the glue off the middle of my palm. Okay, now let's see what this one looks like on this one and vice versa. Yeah, I like that better over there. Now I'm going to do it like this. I'm not going to worry about pushing all the corners down. If I have to, I can prop up with some foam tape or something, the different looks that I want. Let's do that one to the right. Do one direction, one the other direction. Now, I like that we can see everything going on our pictures here. So far, I'm liking the way these look. I do want to ink up and rough up, and I forgot to do this. So here, let's just hit some ink on them. I want to put some tickets on there underneath, and I failed to get those under. So let's pull this up before it completely dries and kind of hit it right there, and just put one kind of straight out, maybe a little bit more. That's not quite enough. Pull it in there a little bit more, and then one kind of, yeah, like that. Now we will need to kind of add some more glue right there so it can hold on to those two. Maybe. Come on. There we go. Now, you can do these tickets a lot of different ways. Like you can do one straight out, one straight kind of over a little bit. It's okay, any way you do it. Now, let's do these two and get them ready. For some reason, a few of these tickets look weird on one side. So we'll just ink them up. Trim it off and ink it up. Now, we got to hurry because as we speak, everything is drying. Everything is drying underneath. So, let's get under there and put some tickets. See if I can get this to go under there like that. As you can see, there's not a right, there's not a wrong way to do this. I'm just trying to get it in there where it has some glue on it on both sides. And there we go. Yeah. And see, my goal isn't to do matchy-matchy, okay? And my next thing I wanted to do, I've got three more things I want to do with these. I want to put these nests on here. I want to put the nest on here, but it's going to depend on where I end up putting my title. My title is going to be the word sing, okay? Sing, S-I-N-G. So we've got letters here. We've got different letters, like we've got S-I-N-G. Got two different kinds of G's, and then we've got this S-I. Where'd my other N go? Are you kidding me? Did I lose it? Really? Really? Oh my goodness. It's been sitting right here on the table. Where, oh, there they are. Hello. Hello, hello. There's the ends. So I can do that kind of N or this kind of N. And I think we're going to do this one. Okay. S-I-N-G. Now, we want to put that on. Let's see, whereabouts. Remember, when you do this, these letters, you do have to ink them because you want to be able to see separation in the letters when you put them on your paper. Okay? And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Get them all inked up. Okay, let's do it over here also. That one. And these letters are different sizes, which gives it more character anyway. They're lower and uppercase, which is okay. Okay, now we can use glitter glue to put our letters down. So what I thought, let's do this one on this side first. Let's do the word sing. And I'm just going to start putting the letters down and see what we end up with. Now, I might not do that. Let me rethink that because I just remembered this is glitter glue. And glitter glue does its own thing. So let's start with the last letter. And let's put it kind of off a little bit. Okay. Okay, and then kind of, I don't really want them to be like in perfect order, like I want them to kind of be wonky. But I want you to be able to tell what it says. So we know it's going to say sing. I'm going to get this one on there too. Okay. There we go. We got one wonky letter. Maybe we need another one. There, I turned that one in a little bit. Now, I think we need to put the nest either here or here. I still want to put some buttons on here also. Let me close up my glue for a second. I want to do that. I want to put some brown buttons. We're going to need a couple. Let's do a couple. That one's not really a true brown. Here's a brown, and then here's a brown. Let's get a smaller brown. I just have a few that I've not ever put away right here, so we'll use those on that one, and then let's see what we can find for this other one. We've got this brown, and let's see what else we can come up with. That brown. Okay, so there are two browns that are turning my fan on. I just want to let you know that ahead of time. Now we have to, I colored this with ink. I just ran the ink pad over the string. I want these to look very stitched. I want them to look stitched. So I'm going to pull string through and leave enough that, you know, I can do it on the other side too. Way to go, Paula. So we're going to go down here and down with the other side, which is not cut very straight. Let's try that again. Now they show on, if I remember right, on Etsy, I think they tied this in a bow. We don't have to. Not on Etsy, on Pinterest. Did I say Etsy? I hope I didn't say that earlier. I mean Pinterest. I'm double knotting this button. Now I'm going to leave this string for now, okay? And on the small one, we for sure are just going to go through and put just a little bit of thread, like, and tie it off in the back. Come on, fingers. I should have done these ahead of time, but some people don't know how to do these. So I just decided to do the same thing. I hope this doesn't end up being too long of a video. So I haven't checked it because I've been so busy trying to get it done here. So, okay. I'm going to trim that off on both sides. Now, I'm going to check the time real quick. Okay, we have 10 minutes. I'm going to see if I can tie this one in a bow. Twine like this doesn't do very good when you tie it in a bow, but I'm going to try to. Okay. Sometimes it just doesn't lay very nice. It kind of ends up getting all crunched up into a knot, and that's the main reason I don't like to do them. See how it's twisting? That's what I'm talking about. And when you pull to kind of tighten it, one side will stay fine and the other side will look all twisted. But I'm going to see if I can get it to open out better. at least on one of the two. Okay, so there we go. We're gonna leave that twisted bow just on one of them. We'll do it on one of them, but it just takes too much effort to get it to lay right, that I just prefer to just tie them in the knot personally. But this one we'll leave. Okay, so let's put the nest maybe here and the buttons above. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this first. I hope this is strong enough to hold the nest down. I'm going to put it right here, the nest right by the word sing. Okay, and we're going to put two different buttons. So we're going to put this small button first that we just tied a knot on. We'll put it, oh come on, we'll put it right here. Looks like a good spot. Okay, and now we'll put the other one with the string over here. And I have not give up on this little bow yet. Come on, lay down there and be good. Still wants to twist, doesn't it? Okay, so now we have the strings are gonna hang down here. See, on that one. So I'm gonna just kind of trim those off a little bit. Around the outside needs some ink. We didn't ink that portion. Now, this one is pretty much done. And as you can see, has a really cool look. Okay, now let's do the other one over here. Let's do the word first, and we're going to use the word G, or the letter G first. Okay, we're just going to let it kind of hang off. I want things to just look kind of random, you know. The letters are different sizes and all of that. That's a big G, N, I mean. It's a big N. And then we're going to do this small little I. And then we have a bigger S. Yeah, isn't that cool? Now we're going to put the nest in a sort of similar place. Okay. It's getting all over me. So we're going to put it like, let's kind of put it right here. Now we may have to put our buttons in a different spot because that kind of looks lined up a little bit, doesn't it? So let's get our twine or our string, and I'm just going to, whoops, stay here button. I'm just going to stick this through one hole and then up. And down. I'm going to tie a double knot. This time I'm going to let it just have a knot on the front of this one. Just a little bit of a string there. And then on the larger one, kind of do the same thing. This button has 4 holes, but I'm not going through all of them. I'm just going to be lazy and go through 2. No one will ever notice unless you tell them. Okay. All right, there we go. Double tie. Okie doke. I think I'm going to do both of these with short strings. Okay, now let me move some of this out of the way so we can tell what's what here. Put some buttons down on this side and put a button there. And a button here. Now we're going to take some ink around this white roughed up base. And there you go. We have two pretty cool looking, in my opinion, collages. I think it collaged up really nice. What do you think? So, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe to our channel. We learn all kinds of stuff like this and much, much more. And I've enjoyed spending time with you guys today. Subscribe if you'd like. And welcome to all the new subscribers. And I want you all to know I appreciate you so much. Love you. Bye-bye.